Way to Al, good morning, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your captain and coffee report for March 1st. Felt like forever going through February, but we are finally in March. I will put a calendar up probably sometime today that shows, basically what's going to be going on for us, of, at least with March, because obviously we don't have the draft up until April, so it's going to be a long month of. Actually, we're going to have free agency here in about 2 weeks, so it's going to be. We'll have a lot of moving parts here in about the next 2 weeks. So there's a lot to look forward to with the 49ers going. But let's get into a couple of things today. Only a few things of note that I noted yesterday without beating the same things to death over and over. For right now, it looks like there are two teams that are interested in Debo, and things are expected to move pretty quickly if they do. If they are moved. So it seems like both the Houston Texans and the Washington Commanders are very interested in Debo. Obviously, we've got ties to both teams with Demarco Bryan, their head coach, being tied to us, and then the GM Peters from the Redskins Commanders. I'm gonna get busted for calling them the Redskins. From the Commanders, obviously being a former GM for the Niners. So there are ties to both teams when it comes to that. Honestly, I don't want, how do I phrase this? I'm tired of talking about the Debo situation because I just like, and like I say that as a fan of Debo. Like, if we're going to cut him, cut him. If we're going to trade him, trade him. If we are going to keep him, keep him. I don't really care at this point what we do with the man. Just do something so that way everybody moves forward. Again, go on this team going into next year. That said, if we're going to do this whole, let's just if we're going to trade him, trade him. If we're going to cut him when the trade the cut line before his bonus kicks in, just say it. Either way, do something. Because like I said, I'm personally kind of over all of it with Debo. Like I said, that's nothing against Debo because I am a big fan of Debo and I still think he has something left to offer. But those not I'm probably I'm pretty sure that is a minority opinion when it comes to Debo about still wanting on this team. But and also that's not my call to make. But anyways, so there is that going on. Hopefully again, hopefully it gets and also according to Matt Barrows, thank you to Coach Yak on this one. Robert Sala is putting a full court press on making calls to Dre Greenlaw. Um, I saw one person said that this is actually happening daily. That he is putting full press on. He's letting him. I want you on this team. I want you back next year. I need you back on this team. Uh, Honestly, I think he's right. I think if we're going to run a very good defense next year, we definitely need Dre Greenlaw back out there. If Dre is back to 100%, I mean, even if he's at like probably 90% of what he was before, like I said, he should be 100%. I'm not saying there's any reason why he shouldn't be. But if he's at like 90%, this defense runs off of his emotion. Yes, Fred is the leader of this defense and all that kind of stuff, but Dre Greenlaw is the motor behind it. You know what I mean? It lets Fred, not have to worry about where he's positioning so much and lets him go off and make plays. And, like I said, he knows someone's got this back. He, um, he's good of a tackler and everything. And Fred is not necessarily the lay you out kind of a guy. You always have to have that one guy that just is the quote unquote enforcer of your defense. That's Dre. That's the kind of power that Dre brings. Dre is not necessarily more flashy, but when he hits people, people know that Dre Greenlaw just hit them. So again, and you need the combination of the two. You know what I mean? Fred are the gang of this. Fred's the calm, collective one, directing everything, and then there's a Tasmanian Devil in Dre Greenlaw just coming through, just tearing things apart. So definitely want Dre back on this team next year. And like this, solid note. You want two good linebackers. You want these guys to be able to feed off each other, all that kind of good stuff. So, again, I want Dre back. We saw that for that half of football where we had Dre back and we had Huff. And I think it's to a little bit of a lesser extent with Huff. But with Dre Greenlaw back there, you saw Fred open up a little bit. He was able to make a little bit more plays. You saw Dre laying a couple hits on people. So we saw it. So, okay. Bring Drake rep. Bring Law back. Excuse me. So, those are the only two things that are really big note that I have for today. Otherwise, we still got the combine going on. I haven't really done a whole lot about the combine with these morning reports just because there's so much still going on. We'll probably have a more this one on Tuesday with me teaching our Tuesday show. This combine will pretty much be done by then. So we'll have more of a, like I said, list of everybody to talk to and all that kind of stuff. But as far as what's going on with the combine today, we've got the DBs, the tight ends doing their bench press, their broadcasts and interviews, and then they'll leave. And then also going on today, we got the running back, quarterbacks, and wideouts doing their measurements and on-field work, on-field time shuttles, all that kind of stuff. Um, so that's what's going on for today. Unless something goes on, like with this expected Debo trade or something like that, pops up rather quickly. It just happens tomorrow. As usual, I won't be doing one on Sunday unless there's big news that pops up. But otherwise, faithful, y'all have a good weekend. Guide to the lover. One love.